The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Does anyone actually know what's going on here?
I literally have no idea. Help.
We're 20 whatever.
Dear Media IRL is back, and we're showing up bigger, better, and louder than ever. Join us on May 4th in Austin, Texas for the ultimate live podcasting experience. Watch and learn from your favorite Dear Media hosts as they bring their insightful discussions from your headphones to the stage. Get ready to be inspired, entertained, and watch audio get a makeover. Tickets are on sale now at dearmedia.com/IRL. See you on May 4th in Austin, Texas.
Hi.
Hey. Hello.
And welcome back to 20 whatever. Happy April.
Oh my God, yes. Does this episode come out not on April 1st, right?
No.
That would be too good.
Oh, man. Wait, we missed the opportunity for an April Fool's Day episode.
I forgot
You're
it's
right.
April.
I know.
Actually, wait, let's hold. Can we chat a little bit about April?
Yes.
Did you guys ever do like a big April Fool's joke to your parents or boyfriends or anybody like that you were like, oh, I got him good?
I have one really good one.
Oh,
I have because there's a lot of like, you do like stupid ones, like,
Right.
But there's one that I'm like, this was so good.
Right.
So my dad is an environmental psychologist, and so he does a lot of like contract work on environmentalism. And at the time, I was in middle school and he was doing some work with the San Diego Zoo. And my mom and I love that she was in on this too.
Of course.
We came up.
Lori, of course she was.
Oh, of course. She's like, you know what we should do to you, man? I called his office. I called him at his work, and I did my best, like, fake voice. And I was like, hello, this is, Rebecca from the San Diego Zoo. I'm just calling to ask some questions, If you could give a call back to my colleague, Chelsea DeBear.
Right.
And he's like talking and all that, and then I do another one, and I'm like listing all these people that he needs to call back and like give answers to, and they're all like animals.
Yep.
And he fully bought it. My dad is not a gullible guy. He must have just been like, in the work mindset.
Right.
Or maybe I'm just a really good actress.
That too.
That is that.
Probably not. But I like fully got him, and then it only, failed when my mom and I bust out laughing. We're like,
Right.
You're working with Chelsea DeBear? He's like, seems legit. And Phineas DeLion?
Oh.
Not DeLion. That's so funny. But also, like, low-key, I feel like people who work at the zoo probably do have names like that. Like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, you just love animals so much. Like, it's just a part of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca DeBear works there.
Because my granddaddy also used to work at the San Diego Zoo.
Yeah.
It's like in the olden days when, like, if you were like a stonemason, your last name would be Mason.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know?
Yeah. DeBear.
DeBear.
My last name, Dolphin.
That is so funny.
That's
a good one.
It was like a good, lighthearted, because I feel like April Fool's Day pranks can sometimes get like harmful.
I feel like they were like in middle school and stuff. Like,
the most common one was always like fake a pregnancy, like just to see for reaction.
Right. Or like I like you stuff. That was like
but those were always like tough.
I know.
Those like sad. But what about you, Riayn?
I don't remember doing any, but my little brother got me good, and he was like 6.
Oh,
yeah, like he was like young. We were young, and it was like I can't remember what we were doing, but we were coming home late, so it was like late at night, and he was sleeping. And so he had been young enough to be in a car seat, because he was in a car seat.
Okay.
But old enough to like fully prank me. So we were getting out of the car and he's asleep. My mom's like, oh, can you just like pick him up and take him in the house? Like whatever, just put him in the bed, it's fine. And I was like, for sure. I'm getting the stuff, I pick him up, I'm like, God, he's so heavy. So also he had to have been old enough for me to be like, oh my God, you're so heavy. Like walk, you can fully walk. But whatever, it's fine, you're asleep. I pick him up, I hurl him over my shoulder. I got all these bags, I'm like, Jesus, help us. And he's like moving around and I'm like, please. And I hear, and I'm like, what? I'm like, are you awake? He's like, April Fools, I was awake the whole time, but you had to pick me up at the car. I was like, oh. Drop. I was like, and carry all these bags.
And now you carry me.
Exactly.
Oh, that is such a good one.
It was
though.
so I fully was like, and he was quiet as a mouse, like eyes closed, like fully was giving acting. I believed him.
But playing like sleep to get carried.
Oh, I always did
I was
that.
gonna say we did this,
Oh,
right?
my
Like, oh my god.
For as long as I could.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like to this.
I'm like, I still do that.
I know. I was just gonna say.
Steven comes in, he's like, can you take the dogs out? I'm like,
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Actually, one time my parents, I don't know, I think it was just like later, whatever. Cops pulled us over, it was a tragedy. But I was fully awake for that, and I was like, and you know what? I don't need to be here for this. I'm gonna. And I was very young for it.
Stop. That makes me think of what I had to do growing up. So we live, luckily, here in San Diego area, very close to the Tijuana border, and so you can pop on over to TJ, and I have family there to visit. And one of the times of crossing the border, it was like you watch yourself. You're in this very long line, and you're like, okay, it's coming up. The police officer is going to ask us a bunch of questions, whatever.
Right.
And then me and all my cousins decided we're just going to play sleep. Like, we don't want to be asked any questions.
Right.
We're just fake sleep.
Correct.
So right before it comes up, I still remember me and my 3 cousins were like, okay, it's time. And one of my cousins
All the
literally,
kids just.
yeah. But then my one cousin, she played sleep and she like closed her eyes and was like smiling. She's like, I was like,
Oh my
girl,
God.
please, like. Would you believe that time
that we all faked sleeping, that the officer asked, can you please wake up the kids? Yep.
No.
Yeah, so then that actually ended up making my mom upset because she's like, excuse me, like, no.
Right, I'm not going to wake up these kids.
Wake up the kids. And then we had to like pretend that we were waking up and answer questions. And it, I think, ended up being way more terrifying than
Right,
like if
than
we
just,
would have just
like-
been sitting there. It was a whole thing, and I have like a list of stories because I like always had to like cross the border and like just random stuff always happens. But yeah, I was like, no, this is my mom. We are not being abducted. We're good. We're
Right.
good.
we're
Where's my
not drugged back here.
Right.
We're just pretending to be asleep.
Right, but
Exactly.
also keep that to yourself because we don't want them to know what the
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we pretended a little too good, but I just like
Right.
remember that situation of like, okay, let's play sleep
Because
to
I
get out
don't
of
want to
something.
talk. I don't want to hear. I don't want to be a part of this. Just let me be asleep. That was my whole thought process too. I was like, just
Well, surprise!
leave me out of
They
it.
could be like, can you wake up the kid?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Now I know that that's also not safe.
I wonder if it was because it was all of you guys.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's like 2 p.m.
Right.
There's something odd.
Are they okay?
I'm telling you, it's because my one cousin was smiling. I'm telling you,
They're like, oh, she's definitely drugged.
that is why I'm like, come on, I know my prima messed that up for us. I totally know she did. I'm like, girl, you are so bad at faking. But anyways,
Did you ever
good of an
have any, right? Did you ever have any good April Fool's Day pranks?
I don't think I successfully did those. No, I'm trying to remember, but no.
I don't think I did any that were like notable.
Yeah, but it's honestly inspiring me to think of something to do for next year. We missed it, this year.
Right,
Okay.
right.
But what if we just like plan something really like elaborate or something like, what if we got our parents really good and we all like kind of did the same thing? I don't know. Like what? I'm like, what would I even do?
We get the viewers.
Right.
Oh, surprise, 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 surprise.
You know,
Sorry. No, thank you. We were gonna keep no. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
that was everything I needed. Please make that a soundbite.
Somebody's ringtone.
One of the viewers had suggested, I forget if this was you, I remember this was a long time ago. They wanted all of your partners to come on, cosplayed as you, and do the entire podcast without breaking character.
Right.
That's
I
true.
remember that. I do remember
Well,
that suggestion.
next year.
Next year.
Next year, potentially.
Write it down.
That would be so
be
good.
so funny.
I know, and we would have to put them in wigs so they could like use that for
well, right.
well, yeah, yours sorry,
bald
bald
cap.
cap.
Yep.
I was going to say, because Riayn has more hair than you, right?
Yes, lots.
That would be funny. Well, ladies, what are we chatting about today? Just everything we've been up to? We're just
up.
catching up, right?
Catching up.
I just need some girl time on the couch.
I know. I do need that.
And this is our last catch-up episode with you.
It is. Then I'm going to be like downstairs with like my ear to the ceiling. Like, what are they catching up about? While I'm like downstairs breastfeeding. No, I'll be outside the door.
We're going to open the door and Tara's going to be like, oh, you guys are done.
Hey,
Like,
I thought I left my breast pump in here.
right.
It's like a single tear falling down my cheek.
Oh my gosh, that's so tea. Well, we should. I mean,
I know.
I'm like, well, now I
us
feel
off
like, oh my gosh,
strong.
I know. I feel like we have so much to say. Then,
know.
What do we talk about?
Well, we just had the baby shower.
That's
We
true.
did.
Let's talk about
Let's
that.
talk
Oh my
about
God,
it.
was so
Because also
magical.
we all look so cute. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, we'll put the picture.
Put the picture.
Insert
on
photo
screen.
for
Yes.
sure because we did look so cute.
So cute.
You guys, it meant so much to me that you came all the way down for that. Like,
Of course.
it's seriously just like warmed my heart so much to have like that community and that friendship of like everyone there and you guys coming all the way down, and like it really, really meant a lot to me. So thank you so much.
Oh my God, of course. It was so lovely. And it was a gorgeous day. I was worried.
Yeah,
because it was
rained like the day before.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I was like, oof, and I know this is outside and like, help us.
I remember the night before being like, I have a flowery dress picked out. I don't know if that is gonna work because it was again raining also in LA, and then the clouds, and then then we showed up and it was so sunny,
gorgeous,
and gorgeous.
Yeah, it was a gorgeous day.
Yeah, if anything, it was like a little hot.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little.
My dad was passing around some sunscreen. Yeah,
your dress. Gorgeous.
Oh my gosh,
Thank
please.
you.
A moment for the dress.
A moment for the dress. It was so cute.
I rented it on Newly because we've been working with them on the podcast. I've been trying them out, and I was like, what do I want to wear for my baby shower? I don't want to buy something new.
Right.
I have things in my closet that can work. Why don't I just grab a couple dresses from Newly, see if one of those works?
Nice.
And they had a bunch of Selkie dresses, which I've never tried Selkie because they're like $300.
Yeah.
Right.
And like they're so
gorgeous,
so gorgeous, so pretty and fun. But like I'm not going to get enough use out of that
Right.
to justify that price.
For sure.
So renting it was like perfect.
Was it a maternity dress?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
here we go. It's
Oh my
giving
God.
versatile.
Yeah. That's
God,
amazing.
so
Oh,
cute.
and it looks so gorgeous. Now it's like getting me excited for like a Selkie in my life. I'm like,
know.
oh my God, it looks so cute.
Yeah.
Love
I know.
it.
Did
Love it.
you? So you got other dresses too, just in case.
Yes, I got 3 dresses like all in the same color palette because the baby shower was like Fantasyland themed, like Disneyland pastels. So I got 3 like pink and white little girly dresses.
Okay, cute.
It was cute. Also, Steven's shirt was super cute too. The pink Captain America shirt,
Yep.
very cute.
That's what Grace got him for his birthday.
Oh, sweet.
Listen,
Picked it out at Walmart, and I was like, that is so perfect.
I love that. Very on brand.
Yep.
For the both of them.
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly.
I know. And can we talk about the cookies and how cutesy everything was? Because
The
seriously,
churros. Let's talk about the churros.
details.
Actually,
Dude, my mom and my sister-in-law, they really like went above and beyond with everything, and I just felt like so emotional the whole day. I was like, oh my God.
dude. Well, I kept thinking, I was like, you like literally didn't get a baby shower with Grace.
No.
'Cause it was like straight up COVID times.
I wasn't even like seeing my family. And that honestly, this pregnancy has been so different from the last one, just in the isolation.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I was
Right.
alone at home all day, every day.
Yeah.
Near the end of my pregnancy, I got the COVID vaccine. And when I reached my like 2 weeks after vaccination, I started seeing my family again. But they still weren't vaccinated. Like most people weren't vaccinated. We couldn't have like a get together. And I just felt really alone.
Yeah.
And like pregnancy can already be so isolating. This pregnancy has been so much easier in just like a distraction, like being able to
Right.
go places, see people.
Yeah.
And also
Oh,
like,
damn, you're right. I didn't even think of that.
I was like, I had so much time to just thought spiral.
Right.
Yikes.
Yeah.
At already a time that was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so special that like you are having such like a celebration this time because last time
Right.
you weren't able
Yeah.
to. Oh my
Right.
God.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super nice and just so much fun to have everyone together. And like we played silly games and like just had fun. And we said no gifts, but my grandma brought something anyway. She's like, she was like, oh, I know you said no gifts, but this isn't for the baby. It's really for Grace to do with the baby. And she had this little tiny purse, like this little clutch. And she's like, this has been in my closet for 50 years. I thought Grace would like it. And I open it up and it's filled with rolls of quarters because Grace, when we go to our family timeshare with my grandma, Grace loves the claw machine. So my grandma was like, this is your timeshare purse and you can win prizes for your baby sister.
Oh
my gosh, that's so cute.
Is that not like the sweetest thing?
That is so cute.
Not the claw machine, but right.
I know. I was
The
cracking
toys for the claw machine.
I'm like, how cute. Like she got her a little purse. Wow, this is heavy. My God. I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
There's like 4 rolls of quarters in here.
Right.
Oh, that's
I
so
love
sweet.
that.
Yeah.
That's super sweet.
Which was super sweet. And I feel like that's what just the fun thing about like having a baby shower and celebrating is just having everyone around and like really having a moment to sit back and be like, wow, this is all like this is happening.
Yeah.
You know? And these are all the people that are going to be part of this baby's life. Like my grandma is going to watch Grace and this baby like trying to get the bear in the claw machine with all these
Right.
quarters. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, it was lovely. It was really sweet to see like such a wide range of like people. Also, there was like, you know, your grandma was there, and like then seeing like little tiny babies, and like there were so many people in between. It was super, super sweet. And speaking of games,
Yes.
let's talk about the game. I wasn't a part of the game. I was watching the game, but somebody
You were
on this
vlogging the
couch.
game
I
for
was
me.
vlogging the game. Somebody in this room on this couch was running in some heels.
Who? Which competitive bitch would do that? That's so crazy.
The only one that shouldn't have been running.
And there I was in heels running at the baby shower.
Holding a bear in a onesie.
Yeah.
It was to win. And I was on Sierra's team, so I was like, Sierra,
Right.
we're bringing this win home.
And did we win?
Yes, we did.
We won.
Thank you.
I heard your mom tell you, like, okay, you can pick people on your team. And I was like, there's no way she's not going to pick Paloma.
Oh, of course.
Because otherwise, she would be picking to be against her so that they could fight, so that one of them could win. But Sierra's not playing the game. So she's going to get the other competitive bitch, put her on her team. And then she was like, Paloma. And I was like, yep, saw that coming. Saw that coming.
Drafted. I'm ready.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's go, coach. Come on.
And then, of course, they won.
And we brought home the win.
We knew what was
Did.
gonna happen.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry to the other team.
And you know what? You made up a lot of time, too.
Thank you
We were
so
behind
much.
at the beginning.
Thank you
Oh, that's
so much.
That's
Can we talk about the bottle beer chug?
please.
Okay,
God.
Oh, yeah, explain the relay.
Yeah, so it was a relay race, and Steven and I both had to pick 5 people to be on our teams. So it was like you had to like toss a diaper into like a little tiny toilet, and then come tag the next person, and then they had to put a diaper on like a bear, and then the next person had to put the bear in a onesie, and then someone had to chug a beer, and then someone
Out
had
of
to,
a bottle,
out of a baby bottle. Yep. And then someone had to do a puzzle with me, and then on Steven's team with Steven.
Right.
So my cousin did the beer chug. And
He was an icon, by the way.
Incredible.
Nick, an icon.
Hired.
Like, it was so, he was like easy slight work. I was like, period, dude.
Yeah.
So his fiance goes, I wanted to take a video of him doing it, and it's a 3-second clip.
Oh, I'm screaming.
We got a boomerang.
Yep. She literally was like,
so funny.
this is so fun. Oh, and it's
And
over.
it's over.
And he was going against his brother-in-law, like his
Oh, love
sister's husband.
Right.
Too. So like,
I love that.
amazing. Yeah.
Dude, it was so good.
It was
You guys
so
were so
good.
quick. It like happened so fast, honestly.
It did happen. It was a blur.
We blinked and we were like, oh, good damn. Hey, go Sierra. As we knew.
What team? Wildcats.
Exactly.
And also loved that.
I had my
Love
little
that.
brother do the Wildcats chant. And I had picked one of Steven's closest friends, Shannon, to be on my team just because she's like a fun, competitive person too. I was
Right.
like, I need all the competitive girlies on this team.
right.
And my cousin to chug a beer.
Right.
And we get up to do the puzzle. I'm like, all right, here we go, puzzle time. She goes, I puzzle every Tuesday. Like, that's her hobby. She's in a puzzle club. I'm like, of course you are.
I was laughing so hard when she said that. She was like, oh, I do this every Tuesday. I laughed genuinely. Like, we were laughing so hard. I was like, oh, we have this in the bag.
Dude, the other
Yep.
team didn't stand a chance.
No.
And that was her husband with Steven on the other team.
Yeah.
And so he was probably like, good luck to us.
That's what Steven said, that he was like, are you any good at puzzles? And Brandon was like, no, but Shannon's fantastic.
He was like, awesome.
Awesome.
so
Good. That's so funny. No, it was such a lovely day. The pasta was great. Also,
Oh, yeah, they made the Disneyland pasta for
It
me.
was so good.
You got to try it.
I ate it up.
It was so good.
It was so good.
Truly.
You know, they took that off the menu at Disneyland.
No.
And you want to hear the like most evil part of it? Like, I know that someone is working against me.
What?
Like, either in earth or in heaven,
Right.
somewhere. On my birthday.
No way.
I go there on my birthday.
And
And I'm like, I'm gonna get some pasta. Here we go. Oh, they changed the menu. Where's my pasta? And honestly, I probably would have cried if it wasn't just me and Grace that evening.
right.
I couldn't have my 2.5-year-old being like, what's wrong, mommy? Why you sad? And be like, the pasta.
right.
She's like, fuck. Oh, okay, girl.
All right, Mom.
Well, all right.
So I was just like, well, we're going to be trying something new today.
Did it give?
No. But you know what did give was my mom's recreation of the pasta at the baby shower.
yeah.
Period.
And how sweet and thoughtful, too.
So sweet.
So sweet, so thoughtful,
The
and so
attention to
delicious.
detail was great. The games.
I know.
The games that were there, huge games. I was like, am I at a carnival?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad found some guy on like Craigslist to rent them from.
Yeah.
Iconic.
I was
So
like,
cool.
that's so sweet.
With like the Pixar Pier like little sign. I was like,
was
this is
so-
adorable.
it-
It was adorable.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
yeah, it was like super thoughtful and sweet. And I just felt like so loved and so much community and like,
you know, people talk a lot about like the loss of the village in raising a child. Like, you know, people say it takes a village, and nowadays, like, where's this village everyone's talking about? Because I'm so alone.
Right.
And I feel like really uniquely lucky in that I have like this incredible village around me of like friends and family, both my family and Steven's family. Like, it's just, it makes being a parent infinitely easier.
Right.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
It really, truly, it was such a beautiful day. And I was like, well, I'll see you in 2 days.
Yeah.
For the pod. And now we're here.
Here we are.
I know. But like being at those events definitely like also it got me at least personally thinking like, wow, like you said, like seeing all these like of all ages and all families come together. And I remember just standing there and being like, wow, this is so beautiful to like be here to celebrate this like beautiful baby that's not even here yet, but is already so loved. Like this is amazing. And just like life comes by so fast. And it's just crazy how quickly it like comes to, you know?
Yeah. So thank you to all three of you for being such a big part of my village.
Oh my God, of course. Like, I cannot wait to see this baby.
I know. I cannot wait
we were
to meet
talking,
her.
we were driving and we were like, okay, what do we think she's going to look like? And do we think she's going to have super curly hair? Probably.
I know,
Probably.
but Grace wasn't like, she didn't have curly hair
Not right away,
right?
No, she had straight hair, and she also didn't look anything like she does now. She looked like a spitting image of Steven when she was born.
Yes.
Yeah,
I feel like I vaguely remember that. Yes.
Younger looking, but now I'm like, oh God, I see
No,
Sierra.
I'm like, well,
Yeah.
hey, Sierra.
yeah.
Wow. What if, oh my God, what if this baby like fully looks like Steven?
That's true.
I am just picturing Grace at that age because that's all I have to
That's
go
all you
on.
got.
Right.
But siblings often don't look alike. You know? So I'm like, I don't know what little combination of our genes is going to be coming out of me in actually exactly a month from today as we're filming this.
Oh
my God, right.
Yep.
Life goes by so fast. How are we on this
Remember when
couch?
she told us?
I know. Yes.
That was like so long about your parasite. Yeah.
That feels like it was just like a cup. Like honestly, like
that was
the
like
other
not
day.
long ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the?
When was
You
that?
guys.
September?
Yes, I think so.
Of
September.
last year.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
so
crazy, dude.
I feel even old saying the statement of like, wow, time's going by so fast because
I
I
know.
find myself feeling so old. But like I had the opportunity of celebrating my grandfather's birthday the day after the baby shower. And so they're moving to Arizona. My grandparents have like lived here in San Diego their whole life, and now they're heading out to Arizona. And so it was just like one of those moments again where I was like, oh my gosh, life is going by so fast. And I was seeing my kid cousins and being like, you look so big. And then in those moments I was catching myself being like, damn, I sound so old. How can I say that without sounding old?
Right.
Is there a way that we can communicate with the younger kids? Because even your sister, I want to be like, you look so, but like hearing that as a 15-year-old, you're
just
like,
okay,
what do you even mean?
like I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, and they never know what to say. I never knew what to say. So why do I?
Maybe you say like, well, I haven't seen you in so long. Like it's been so long. Maybe.
It's been so long.
Maybe it's been so long, and less like you look so old, and you're like, cool.
You're so grown. I know, that's what I want to say.
That doesn't do anything,
and they don't know what that means either. They're
No.
like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
They're like, you too.
Yeah, they're like, girl,
You also look old.
and you sound old.
Yeah. Yes.
It's been so long. I've missed you.
It's been so long.
I missed you. I like that.
Yeah. I feel like the past few weeks, and you know, we kind of talked about this in the last catch-up episode where my grandma was visiting, just like there's so much, you just like realize in moments like that how quick life happens. And like when you see like little babies, or like we're expecting babies, or you see like your grandma and it's just like old people, and you're like, right.
Yeah.
It's all happening to everybody all the time. Because you get so caught up in your own stuff, and you're like, I'm missing this. I'm like, this is happening to literally everybody.
Yes.
Like all of us.
I know.
I know. And that's on getting old, because I've never thought these thoughts.
Me either.
And now I'm here like,
sitting back at a baby shower being like, oh,
this is so lovely. The family.
My grandparents for his birthday, I'm like, oh, this is so like, you know, just like real moments in real life, and just like trying to be so present. I find myself doing that now, like in my late 20s. I'm like, just be so present, because it's going by so freaking quickly. And I can tell already that I'm looking at moments that like happened
Just
2 years ago,
happened,
and
yep.
I'm already like thinking about it and reminiscing, and I'm like, girl, you just got to be actively like so present and be there, because it does go by so fast, and all we have is this present moment right now.
I know.
Sitting on the couch catching up, which again is going to go by so fast, and we're going to be like, oh my God.
I know.
Yeah.
Sierra's on maternity leave.
I know.
All we have is this moment together, ladies. Let's love each other.
It's dramatic, but it's true.
It's true.
It's true. I know. I know.
With that like concept of like time going by fast and right, we're all getting older, that has been something that we have been facing a lot with Grace the past couple weeks because she started to ask a lot of questions about death in a way that Steven and I were like, this seems a little soon to have to talk about this, but also like it's so important to like not shy away from it.
Right.
A couple weekends ago, she was playing catch with Steven and he threw the ball and he goes, I'm getting old, you know, something like that. Like, and she goes, you're getting old, you're gonna die soon.
Ooh.
And he's like, everyone dies someday, but that's, you know, really far away. And she goes, I don't want you to die. I don't want you to leave. And then she starts getting sad. And I'm like, I'm in the kitchen making breakfast, like,
right. I don't know what the...
Let me think of every parenting book I've ever read. And how do I not, like, mess this up?
Right.
So we, like, sat down and had a conversation with her and, you know, talked about, like, life and death in the most, like, trying to also be honest, but keep it, like, toddler appropriate.
Right.
Because she doesn't fully understand, but she's starting to, like, piece together. So we're like, you know, humans live a really long time. So, like, we have so much time to be together as a family. And, you know, it's great that you're asking these questions, but I promise you don't have to worry about that right now. She was mostly, like, just curious, a little bit sad, but mostly curious. And I could see her kind of putting the pieces together. And so we were just trying to answer all of her questions and make sure that she felt like she could always come to us about it. But it was like, and then now since then, it's been like every now and then something will happen. Like, we're watching a movie and she's like, that person died. Like, oh, we were watching Cinderella and she goes, and then her mommy and daddy died. And I'm like, yeah. They did.
And you know what, girl? And
but I'm
tragic
not
to
going
you.
anywhere, I promise.
Right. And
I'm sorry that every Disney movie starts like this.
I was literally, you took the words out of it. I was like, and you really like Disney, and you know what? And they never have parents, and I don't know. I'm sorry
that's
to
all
you.
we're doing here. That's all we're doing here.
Right? It's like, you need
Only
a
have one
distraction from death. Let's just watch a movie. Oh, Finding Nemo? No.
Nope.
Cinderella? No.
Toy Story? Nope.
When somebody loved me.
God. We're done, and we're done. God.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
That definitely encourages you to be so deeply careful because even like that small comment of like, oh, I'm getting old, like can trigger like conversations.
Totally.
Like,
and Steven was just like, probably like, just getting old. Like, so casual.
It was
like
so
we
casual.
all
It was so
do.
casual. But she was like, wait a minute.
She was like, hold on.
One second.
Because in my mind, getting old then means closer to death. And so what are we doing here?
Well, and that's the thing now. Like, someone said something to her like, oh, you're getting so old. And she's like, and then I'm going to die. And I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
Right. That person's like, what?
Yep. This morning, just now getting ready for the podcast, I was getting her all set up with her nanny and Grace was petting Bella. They were having a little tea party and I said, oh, Grace, Bella is so lucky to have you. You know, you're so good to her. And she goes, and she'll be sad when I die.
Oh my God.
I hate to laugh, but it's kind of funny.
I know. And that's the hard part too, is while that's happening, Steven and I are looking at each other like,
how do we
did you just hear that?
And what does the book say?
What does the current literature say?
My God. So I don't know how we got to here, but
being present.
Yeah.
Because one day we're going to die.
Right.
Yeah.
So a quick reminder to be present. Yep. All you have is the moment that you have.
Because as my 2-year-old would say, you gonna die and you gonna die and you gonna die.
Yeah, it's like Oprah when she gives away cards.
And you're gonna die and you're gonna die. And we're all gonna die. Question. Do you guys actually remember like the first time that you guys had that revelation of like, oh my God, like one day I'm not gonna be here and one day like my family's gonna pass away or like my parents aren't gonna be here or any sort of like memory of that growing up?
There was some guy in our church that had passed away and I was like 5-ish maybe I was like 4 or 5, enough to like definitely be able to talk. I was having conversations and asking questions and I remember them being like, oh, you know, obviously we're at church and they're like, oh, you know, he's in heaven now with Jesus and blah blah blah, and I was like, for sure. And then I remember being like, well, does he like send us a letter to like tell us that he got there, or like how do we know? Like, is he still getting there, or what? Like, how do we know anything?
Right.
And they were like, oh, you know, that's just like what happened. Like after you die, like that's just what happens to you. Like there is no letters because that's just the facts. And I was very unsatisfied with that. I remember being like, no, you're just guessing.
Right.
You are guessing because he didn't send us a letter. He didn't call
no confirmation.
us. Yeah.
Right,
and I remember being very unsettled with that.
Right.
And then being like, really confused by it. Because then also too, like, I wasn't really getting the like, then you like get buried or like cremated. It was just like you go to heaven, like, and then that was it.
So you're like their physical body?
Yeah, I'm like,
or-
so what and why? And if he's alive with God, why can't he write us? Or like, I just don't understand.
Right.
And so that was when I was like, death.
And then all of a sudden you're having a faith crisis at like 8 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and you know, when you start asking questions that can't really be answered, then we get a little jumpy over there. You know, so that wasn't really fun, but I remember being like, this is a little sus.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll just take this because I don't have any, like,
Right.
I can't really look anything up. Like, I'm 5 or however old I
Right.
was. But then I was like, okay, so people just like die and then we just like hope and pray that they go to heaven is what I like got to after the fact. I was like, okay.
Right.
That
But that was
sucks,
like
I
the
guess.
first time that you were like, steps other than here.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, after dying, then what?
Right. Yeah.
That's when I got to that point. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you, Sierra?
I feel like I knew that older people died. Like I knew
Right.
that, and that wasn't like super concerning to me.
Right.
Because it was like you
Well, you
live
know.
a life and then you die. And then I remember when I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, a kid at my school died. And it wasn't someone I knew. But it was like he had a blood clot. And it was like really sudden and unexpected, and like all of a sudden like there were like grief counselors at our school and like everyone was talking about it. And I was like, wait, but he's not old.
Right.
Like,
Right.
that was, I think, a big turning point for me. And like, oh, death?
Oh, like anybody could die.
Anybody could die.
Right.
Death does just happen.
Right.
And I remember feeling like kind of like a really deep sense of fear about that. Of like, oh, you could just like get in a car crash. Or you
Right.
could just, like, this kid, like, he didn't have any knowledge that this was going to happen. He went to school one day, and then the next day he died.
Yeah.
And like that was like really troubling to me. And I think that's when death like really clicked
Right.
for me.
Right.
What about you?
It's so embarrassing, honestly, to admit. I'm trying to think a way to make it sound better than what it actually is.
I say own it. Own
I
it.
know.
I love taking showers and playing music to set the ambiance. And I guess that day I really was just in the shower, really listening to the lyrics. And I was I'm trying to think about how old I was. Must have been like 9 or 10. Disney, Circle of Life is playing. Okay.
Correct.
I'm so embarrassed.
I love this.
Circle of Life is playing, and I'm just like scrubbing my hair, minding my own business, and then I'm like listening to the lyrics, or I don't know, in that moment, 9-year-old me or whatever was like, oh my God, one day my mom's like not gonna be here. And I think that was like the first one. Like, it wasn't even me personally. It was just like, oh shit, like my mom. I literally got out of the shower with soap still in my hair, wrapped up my towel, got out of the shower, must have looked so, oh my God, what possessed me? I come out, I'm like, Mom, I just realized that like you're not gonna be here forever, and like I'm so sad, and like what the heck? And she's like, you're sopping wet, covered in soap, and she's like, what is going on? Like, what happened? And I'm like, I don't know, I just had a realization, and like I looked in the mirror, and like I just realized like I'm not always gonna be here, and you're not always gonna be here. And she was like, oh my God, are you okay? And like, there we are, hugging in my kitchen, in my towel, and I'm covered in soap, because I had just realized from listening to Lion King that it is a circle of life, in fact.
Yeah.
Right. It in fact is.
You had a
And we will be
shower
the
thought.
grass.
Yes. Yeah. And it was just like, what the?
Yeah.
And it was so, again, I was overcome by the feeling that I got out of the shower, didn't even finish rinsing. I was like, oh, and I can still see it like so vividly, because it was such a turning point in my life.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh, what do you mean my mom's like, and you, I guess, obviously grew up assuming that your mom's always simply going to be readily available and there for you. So
Yeah.
processing that was not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
So Disney does it sometimes.
Listen, I mean, I guess so.
Yeah.
They are so good at what they do sometimes, pulling on those heartstrings.
I know.
Yep.
Giving you the tea.
Telling you too much.
Confusing us. Yeah, having the kids ask questions.
I know.
So I dated a guy in high school who we were talking about like Disney movies one day, like me, him, and my friend. And like which ones were the saddest. And my friend said something like, yeah, you know, like the beginning of Finding Nemo. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, they start out, like, we were like going through the movie, and he's like, the first scene is when they're at, like, he's going to school. like with his dad. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's alluded to.
Oh, I already know where this is going.
And we were like, what are you talking about? Like,
right.
Maybe you like, you just forgot. It's been a long time. He's like, yeah, I know it's been a while, but like, we had this movie on DVD. Like, I watched it a lot as a kid. Turns out, this man's parents edited out the first scene of Finding Nemo.
Yep.
At like 15, 16 years old, he had no idea
that the mom got ate
that
up.
the mom got eaten, and all the babies.
And oh my God, the babies too.
Yep, got eaten by the barracuda. And me and my
Such a
friend
bloodbath, honestly.
are like, it is.
It really
It's bad.
is. It's so sad.
Nemo-
It's so sad.
Why did they open with such a scene? Like,
Well,
think about
to this boy, they didn't.
Right. He said they go to school and like school's scary and stuff. That's sad, but
So apparently, I don't know if this is canon for Finding Nemo, but I found this out the other day.
Oh.
Female clownfish, because they lay so many eggs in their clutches, I think is what they're called, that it might be canon that Nemo's mom, out of stress, ate the eggs. Because they do that either when they're like, oh, it's not a healthy clutch, it's not this, that, the other, or just sometimes they do it because there's so many eggs.
Right.
That's like female clownfish behavior. And so that there's a chance... Yeah, the barracuda went in to like eat, I think her name was Coral.
Yeah.
To eat Nemo's mom. But there's no saying that the barracuda ate the eggs.
You know what?
And you know what?
That
And
seems
sometimes
already-
you have to eat the babies. And
Sometimes I'm just going to
I'm
pretend.
sorry.
She's like, not in this economy.
Right. She's like, you know what? We can't afford all these guys. You one and the dad, you guys can figure it out. And she's like, you know what? And I'm gone too.
Dude.
Dude.
What bliss to live in and not knowing that scene existed. Also.
Right? But, which, of course, then we immediately showed it to him.
Of course.
And how was that?
Was he shook?
He because I really think he didn't believe us.
Right.
Because he was like, you guys are like joking. You're
Right.
not making fun of me. No.
Right.
And I think we literally sat him down right there and we're like, look at it.
Yeah.
This is Marlon's wife.
Yeah.
Right.
He was pretty shook.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, your whole childhood's alive.
Yeah, but yeah, finding that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which by the way, we are hitting an anniversary of like 20 years for Shrek, and they are having Shrek 2 being played in the theaters for May. They're putting it out for like only a little bit because it's a 20th anniversary. 20th.
Iconic.
So reading 20th anniversary had me all...
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
That's a different
And
conversation.
now we're back to death.
Yeah.
We're getting old.
We're getting close. Oh,
It's a
that's
circle of
iconic.
life. We always end up coming back to death.
Listen, don't bring that up.
That's a little,
Circle of life is a little touchy for me.
Touchy. Shrek, iconic. I will be going to the theaters to see it.
They say that there's like a break that you can kind of tell like with millennials and Gen Z or something like that by the love of how you feel for Shrek. Yes. How do
I
we
saw that.
feel here about Shrek?
I love Shrek.
I love Shrek.
Shrek
Can quote
is life.
it. Like
Shrek
it's
is
Shrek
love.
is life. Shrek is life. Shrek is
Gotcha.
love. It's
You know,
too good.
You know what even came into my head when you were talking about Shrek? The DVD loading menu where Donkey's like,
Yep.
pick me! Pick me! Pick me!
Hey, yeah,
You're
yep.
asleep and you can still hear it because you fell asleep. Oh my!
Hey, you got and he's jumping and you can see him through the windows. Yep.
Do you guys remember when they like partnered either with Heinz or some other like product and they were trying to make that Shrek mayonnaise or Shrek?
Yes. The like the ketchup, but it was like green or something. I do.
Green. They
Yep.
were selling. They were because the
Yes.
marketing that they had to do back in the day. They're like, all right, the kids, their mac and cheese has to be shaped like Shrek. Of
Right.
course. Make the ketchup green.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was
make
what it
the
was.
ketchup
It was
green.
ketchup. And I
Yes.
remember like my friend had it, and I remember trying it and being like, "What is
Yep.
this? What is this?"
Dude, Shrek was
Everything.
everything. Like it was. I feel like it was a cultural reset.
Did you guys play the DVD game at the end where it was like something idol?
Far, far away,
Far
idol.
Away Idol.
I remember watching
Yes.
that or playing it so many times because we would drive back and forth North Carolina to here when I was a kid because all of our family was out there. And the amount of times I watched DVDs on the little portable
Yeah.
ones.
Oh, yeah.
Shrek was always in rotation and the game was so cool. And I remember my takeaway from it was thinking that the ugly stepsister was like the cuntiest person alive.
Absolutely. Yes. And the mom. Prince Charming's mom.
Yes.
Where she slayed in her red dress. An icon.
So good.
Also, Prince Charming, a gay icon. I know they didn't say, but
But
he
yes.
is.
And the raves that have come out Shrek.
The Shrek
like Shrek
raves?
nights. Like
Yes.
in LA and stuff like that. I want to go.
Oh yeah, there's like Shrek raves.
But they sell out like so
Yeah, they
quickly.
do, they do.
But I would love to get down at the swamp, dress up.
Yeah.
Imagine also.
yeah, and everybody dresses up, and it's like, yeah, a very millennial core for sure.
Yeah.
But I think like the best part of millennial core.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah. I also feel like that's when shows and movies for kids were getting a little also for the adults. We were, you know, they were starting to get a little bit more raunchy, a little bit more over our heads, but like straight to the parents, which is also why I think it's fun to watch them now too.
Right.
Like, yes, it's nostalgic, but also I get this joke now.
Yeah. And like the
I get it.
voiceovers being like Mike Myers. And
Eddie Murphy and Cameron Diaz, absolutely.
You're like, we have
Legends.
some big I know, and to have them
Legends.
voiceovering, so funny.
God,
so funny.
so good.
Which, if you guys haven't seen recently, Will Ferrell and who is it?
Pets or dogs or whatever you had me. Stray.
There's a new movie. It's an animated movie, and it looks like it's for children, but the profanities that come out of the mouths of the animals, so it's not for children.
It's not animated. It's
live.
It's live action, but the dogs are like fake talking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Like Air Buddies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like Air Bud.
What's that other movie?
And Milo and Otis, that one?
Yeah, but like
Beverly
the hotel.
Hills Chihuahua.
Yeah, it's very Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
So they talk
Think of
and
that.
the mouth moves, but like there's people and it's real.
But then you have Will Ferrell saying profanities. And
and Jamie Foxx.
And Jamie Foxx too. And it's so funny. Highly recommend. Put it onto your... Where did we watch it?
At your house.
I know, but I'm trying... It was like Netflix or Hulu or something. I don't know. But
If you want to watch it, it's at Paloma's house.
Come over. I have now bought Stray, and I will force it upon anyone that comes over. She literally came over for brunch, and then I was like...
We're going to watch Stray. And I was like, okay. It was really funny. It was
so
great.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
So... animated movies.
Just kidding.
Any exciting things you guys have been up to?
Oh
my God. Yes, go.
No, you. No, you.
Go.
This is so gay. Okay.
Go.
Riayn and I had the amazing opportunity of going and meeting up with Sweet Maymay.
Yes.
Isn't so amazing? Sweet Maymay. She is a food vlogger based in San Francisco, and whose
real name is Alyssa.
Right. Let me preface that. That's how you may know her, Sweet Maymay. But Alyssa, she is from the Bay Area, and she came to visit Los Angeles and reached out to us and was like, "Let's hang out." And I was like, "All right, well, let me take her somewhere like very LA energy." So I'm thinking Beverly Hills.
Yes.
So we went to Beverly Hills and ate on Rodeo Drive at 208 Rodeo. Which by the way, I do want to note the prices because I was like, this is going to be insane, but it wasn't. Like, it wasn't really bad, it's the standard like $20, $30 platter that you're used to in LA for sure. So we went and ate on 208 Rodeo Drive, and it was just such a beautiful day. So amazing catching up. Like,
yeah, and she was just like, I watch a podcast every week, and I love you guys, and I just feel like we're just hanging out, like.
Yeah,
she's like, just from listening to the podcast, because we had never, you guys like chatted DMs before, but like we had never like met her.
Yes, because I met her at the Disney event, and she was like, "Oh my God, I love you and Riayn and Paloma. I love the podcast." And you were already a viewer of hers.
Yeah. Me, I didn't even know she knew that I existed. Right. So when I was like, "Oh my gosh," and her being like, "I like love the podcast, listen to it every Wednesday," I was like, "Oh my God." And she's like, "Honestly, hanging out with you guys, it just really feels like I'm like on the couch and like catching up." And I was like, "Yeah, this is really what it's like. What's up, girl?" And it was just so fun.
It was super fun and very like casual, and she was just so nice, so down to earth. Like
awesome.
It was just like old friends catching up is like what it felt like.
Totally.
Yeah, and it was so LA, and it was just, it gave what needed to give.
Yeah.
We had espresso martinis. That was cute. That was a little vibe. And she was there to see, she got invited to the Kung Fu Panda 4 premiere and like saw Jack Black, and I was like, that is iconic.
Right. So
Jack Black.
So there we were talking about Jack Black and Kung Fu Panda and how also iconic Kung Fu Panda is, because that also, and I was like, I can't believe this is the fourth one. She was like, I know. I thought it was honestly the premiere for like movie 2, and she was like, no, Paloma 4. I was like, oh, I am so behind. I have got to didn't know that there was like a saga of
I know. I
Kung Fu
didn't realize
Panda.
there was a saga either.
Yeah.
And that Jack Black is still playing
doing
the
it.
Panda.
And good.
Yeah.
And thank God, because we couldn't have replaced Jack Black. There's no way.
Right. There is no Kung Fu Panda without Jack Black.
Correct.
Agreed. Absolutely,
Correct.
110%.
Yeah.
And it was so fun, and we were like, obviously, if you ever come back to LA, we're totally hanging out, and we'll see you in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And she also was like, oh my God, congrats to Sierra. Like, obviously wanted to see you and meet up with you as well, but you know,
obviously.
Pregnant.
Yes.
LA,
Yes.
San Diego.
Right.
You know what it is. So she
Yeah.
obviously was like, oh my God, I would love to hang out with the three of you. Like, that would be amazing. So we have to get that on the books as well for us all to get together.
Yes,
And
yes.
I think, Meme, if you're watching this, we should get you on the podcast.
Yes.
Yes, Meme, please. Come on,
yes,
Alyssa.
Yes, absolutely.
We've been talking about like trying to have guests as like something that we do every now and then.
Yeah.
And oh my God, how fun would it be?
It would be amazing
to have her.
Because we were also just talking to her about like her creator journey and like all of that. And it was like super inspiring. And like, it's just, you know, when you talk to people who are like bigger creators, like she's a big creator and she's been doing this for a minute. And like to hear about how they got there is like just so nice. And it would be fun to like hear her story and have her share it.
Yeah.
On the pod would be great.
Yeah.
It really felt like catching up with an old friend. I'm like, why do I feel like I know you?
Right. It was super sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
What else have we been up to? What else in LA? Well, it's been raining a lot. So to be honest, we were very lucky to catch that nice little sunny day. Because she even said, she was like, she was supposed to go to Disneyland and I think it rained or something.
Yep.
Like, it was like a whole little situation. So the weather kind of threw us through a loop as well.
Yeah.
But we were lucky to that day because we ended up eating outside and it was such a lovely day.
It was a gorgeous day. I don't know much going on. Oh, I started this new series on my TikTok, Instagram, whatever, short form.
Yes.
Which at this point, a few will have gone out, hopefully.
Yes. Multiple.
Yes, multiple have already been out. Hold me accountable. And I honestly, I started doing that, not even for a series. Like I was just doing it for my life because I was like, I need to get my life together. I need to gather myself, my brain, my body here. Hello, here we are. And so I just started like changing some things in my life. And then I was like, this is kind of like, I feel like this could be relatable because I'm just now like I was telling P, I was like, I feel like I have pretty much felt invincible up until like last year. Like just like, not even like I walk around like I'm invincible, but just like the thought that like I'm not going to really get like too sick. I'm not going to break a bone. Nothing's going to happen to me. Like
That's not going to happen to me though.
Yeah, but not me though.
Right.
And I just like woke up one day and I was like, oh no, it will happen to you because it happens to everybody. You need to prepare yourself. Look alive, ma'am. And maybe that's on like 30 is approaching and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
welcome to the chat. So I've, taken my little vitamins and my like not raw dogging life. Like I've just been doing it this whole time. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, I could actually prepare myself and like just help myself through the changes that are happening. Like I don't have to like suffer or just, I don't have to just let things happen to me. Like I can help the process of things. And so I've been like, you need to be taking more vitamin C. You need to make sure you're not getting sick, and collagen and all this stuff. And like, you need to move your body because you're not always going to be able to move your body. You're going to get old, bitch, like all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? I know this is relatable content because, and I also feel like there are people who have no idea what's going on, just like noodlehead asses, me and other people, young 20s. And then everybody else who seems like they know what's going on. And they just like all of a sudden take all the vitamins. They just know to do that now.
Right.
And there's like no in between. And I feel like, and for me, I just realized this. I didn't realize how embarrassed I was to say that I didn't know something. Because I feel like when I was younger, I was always made to feel stupid that I didn't know stuff. So I would just rather not say anything and just like suffer or try to figure it out on my own, which I very much still struggle with. And so I'm like, everybody just seems like they know what they should be taking, omega-3s or whatever the fuck, B12 shit. I don't even know what I'm saying. These are just words that I heard. How do you know that you need to take all this? Like, did somebody tell you this? Are you guessing? Like, what are we doing here? And it's just so easy to feel like you just are the one that doesn't know anything if everyone else knows. And I'm like, I want people to know that I also don't know what the fuck. And so if you don't know what the fuck, me too, girl. And we're figuring it out,
Yeah.
I love that.
That's how we got here.
Well, it's hard to feel like everyone magically knows all this information, and to catch up would be too much.
Yeah.
So like, I guess I'll just exist here. And I think it's so amazing that you're like taking that active step to like do those things that can improve your life and your well-being, not just for now, but like for the future too.
Yeah. Because I'm getting, like Grace, I'm getting old, I'm gonna die. Right. And maybe prematurely if I'm not taking care of myself, and like I could live this long, healthy life if I like try to do the things I need to do. And I think I've just also so like turned off by like, oh, I don't know this. Oh, you don't know how to do that? I'm like, that shit, I think we're not talking about pet peeves, but that will make me lose my mind. Obviously not. I just asked you.
And that is one of the most harmful and reductive things that can happen. Because
Oh my God.
of course you don't know.
Right.
That's why you're asking.
That's literally, I mean, oh, you have to do this? Oh, you didn't know that? Well, no fucking shit. It makes me so mad. I'm like that, and I'll never, so that I won't ask.
I feel like people do that so much about health stuff and also financial stuff.
Yes.
Oh, you didn't know that? Oh,
Right.
you don't have a 401k. We're all figuring it out, you know?
Yeah.
And there's so much of that, like, shaming people, putting people down, when, you know, we all have different levels of, like, a baseline information on this stuff.
Yeah.
Whether it came from parents or a doctor or the internet, like,
Right.
we're all trying to figure it out, but we're all starting at much different places.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard too, because also like with the internet, it does just look like everybody's got it together and nobody's like struggling or having a hard time unless they're explicitly saying that. And like, and the people that do explicitly say that they don't know what the hell's going on, their comments are like, you're 35 and you don't have this. I just saw a TikTok of this girl like realizing that credit card limits wasn't like she had to like spend that much money to get, like she was like, I didn't even know, and I just like my parents got me a credit card and I didn't know, and everybody in the comments is just like reading her and just like going in, and I'm like, if her parents didn't tell her what the fuck to do with the credit card, like why would she just know?
Right.
And you guys are yelling at her and telling her she's stupid because she doesn't know. Well, she's so bravely telling you that she doesn't know and that she didn't know, and I'm like, that's how I feel, and that's why I don't ask her or say anything, because people will just be like, are you dumb? And I'm like, I guess. I must be.
Yeah, that's really tough.
So I'm hoping that this new series will help myself and help whoever needs it to realize that you just gotta do what you can, and the internet is your friend because these people are assholes. You know?
Proud of you.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, super proud of you.
Thank you so much. So that's what's been going on with me. Just been trying to live a healthier life and just be more aware. You know,
Being healthier, being more aware, being more present, ladies. That's what we gotta be
And
doing in
that's
this new
on-
season.
that's getting older.
I know.
You know? And like good for us, and like
But
love
good.
that for us.
Yeah.
But that is like,
Truth.
when were we thinking about this?
Yeah.
Not at like 21, 23? Girl.
Your brain's filled with other stuff.
Yeah, I'm busy.
I know. I can't even begin to think what my brain will be filled up with 5 years. Like
Totally.
the things that I thought were so important to me 2 years ago are so like nowadays I'm like, oh, that's irrelevant. Like that doesn't even matter to you, Paloma.
Right
Yeah.
now, right.
Like that's so silly or something like that. And I
Yeah.
just feel like it's going to be a constant evolution of this until we literally die.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Because as you said, like it looks like everyone figuring out, no, as you get older, you literally realize that no one knows what's going on, and we're just slowly all trying to do the best we can. Being healthy, being present. There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's also why we need to be kinder to our past selves, because we didn't have the information that we do now. It's so easy to look back at yourself and the choices that you were making 3, 4, 5 years ago, because you have the knowledge that you do now that has made you a better person or made you, you know, make these strides in your life, in your health, in your career, but you didn't have that information. That's the whole point of growth.
Right.
Yep.
But I do think it's so easy to find yourself when you are in a position where you've grown and you've changed for the better, to look back at yourself and be like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, isn't that a good thing?
Totally.
Right.
Isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah.
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 The growth to be able to reflect back is so
Yeah.
amazing.
Damn, you're right about the just like having grace and just like being really chill with yourself, because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you
And
literally
if
don't
you're
know.
committed to being a learner, like a student. So if someone were like, how did you not know that? I'd be like, I didn't. I'm a student. I'm here. I'm literally committed to just for the rest of my life until I die, learning and being always. I will
Yeah.
always put myself in that space. So if I didn't know, no, because I'm just a student here.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. I'm learning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm so proud that you did. Why didn't you tell me sooner, bitch?
Right.
Crazy.
Right.
Those stickers that are like, please be patient, student driver.
Yeah. Yes,
Put that on
baby
my
aboard.
forehead.
Me.
Like literally.
Gentle. Be so kind.
Be so kind.
Oh my God. We are all genuinely out there just trying to do the best. And that's
and dealing with shit. It's like also like we have to get through all these things and also like keep ourselves alive. you know?
Yes. Dude, we've been talking about, the idea of maybe doing merch at some point for 20 whatever. We should make merch that says something along the lines of, be nice to me, I'm trying.
Yeah. Yes! I'm doing the best I can on the back. Just like, okay, you guys. And with that, let's hear a quick little moment from our Woo Girl. Let's see who we have here. Okay. All right. And today's Woo Girl moment is from Lushy Plushy. That's so cute. My Woo Girl moment is I'm stage/tip kitten for a burlesque show Thursday. Then I start burlesque class in March with a student performance in April. I will also turn 45 in April. Yeah.
Oh my God, iconic!
Oh my gosh.
A Woo Girl moment. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Hello.
Hello, Lushy
What
Plushy.
is it? Stage Cash Kitten? What is it?
It's stage/tip kitten for a burlesque show. Oh my gosh, a
Sounds
tip
hot.
kitten? I know. And just being in a performance in April, that is so exciting.
That's so exciting. Oh, I love that.
I know. I'm so excited. Is there any video we can see?
I know.
Submit it or comment if we can view it anywhere.
Oh my God. I want to take another burlesque class.
Yes. Burlesque, it's so empowering.
It really is.
That's the word for it. We left, I feel like all of us glowing. We felt like, heck yeah.
Like we just did that.
Yeah.
And can you imagine doing that with an audience?
Oh my gosh. I mean,
And maybe getting some money? Wow.
Yeah.
Getting some one
Yeah, doing the tip kitten.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't complain. My audience was so good. You guys literally were like I can't even imagine more people.
Right.
Yeah, that was such a
that's
fun.
iconic. Lushy Plushy, love that.
Let us know how it goes.
Yes.
I want to
We want an update.
Yeah, and if anybody else has any other performances or any upcoming performances, just let us know and comment below if there's any links to YouTubes that I love watching. Any debuts, dances, singing, burlesque. If you just filmed yourself cooking in your kitchen, I want to see that too. Anything that you have just because you just started a new series.
Yeah.
That's what's got me thinking. I'm I want to see what everyone's up to. Is that too much to ask for?
Maybe, but if you want, leave us a link. Drop a link.
Drop a link. I need to know, what are we up to? What are we starting?
We're looking for some content.
Give me content.
Mm-hmm.
And
listen, it's a give and take. We give you some content, you give us some content.
Yeah. And if you ever want to be a part of the Woo Girl moment, you can just go ahead and comment below in the video, or we have a Google Doc in the description.
Yes.
And also make sure you are following us on all socials, and make sure you are subscribed on YouTube as well. And I believe that is it, ladies.
Yes.
Yeah, you said it all.
And I did it all. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys on the next. Bye.